Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
Touchdown, Washington!
What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome to a brand new emergency episode of the Steelskin Show, a show hosted by one diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan and one diehard Washington Redskins fan. From game recaps, game previews, news headlines, analysis, opinions, and all kinds of other stuff, we've got you covered on all things Pittsburgh Steelers and Washington Redskins. My name is Patrick, and I'm the voice of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And I'm Chris, voice of the Washington Redskins.
Hey. Chris, emergency episode of the Steelskin Show tonight. We had no intention of doing a show today, but then football kind of happened. A lot of big stuff happened today. Also, it gives us an excuse, boys and girls, to do that little 53-man roster evaluation, baby. We were a little bummed last night talking about how we weren't going to get a chance to do a prediction show, but now we have an excuse to do one. So
That's
lucky
right.
you guys. But, yeah, just a big day, especially more for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big thing happened for us today. We signed a player.
Oh,
whoa.
I mean, and coming on the heels of last night when you were saying you just felt like you basically had a team full of
Slot guys.
Yeah. This is a big deal. You get Joe Haden.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess let's wind the clocks back yesterday. So we heard the rumors and the reports flying yesterday that Joe Haden was either going to be released or traded by the Browns. The Browns were unable to find a trade suitor for him, so they in turn just released him. And all the Steelers blog sites that I follow, I love every single one of you, but they tend to be more of the what-if type of people, and everybody was playing with the, what if we got Joe Haden? Here's how we make it happen. I have to eat my own foot on this one, Chris. You saw me earlier on Twitter today just being like, there's a 0% chance we sign Joe Haden. It's not going to happen. There's no possible way. Then, once Adam Schefter does say, hey, they've released him, all of a sudden he comes out with the Steelers are leading the charge right now to sign him.
Yeah, that was his first.
That was the first thing he said. And then it became, it's only a matter of time before they sign him. It went from they're the favorites to it's just a matter of getting to 4 p.m. Even then, I was still a doubter. Dude, couple of minutes after 4 p.m., Steelers signed Joe Haden to a 3-year, $27 million deal. This year, he is going to make $7 million is fully guaranteed to him this season. I guess I'm shocked, Chris. I can't believe that we actually have Joe Haden on the team. I can't believe we signed this type of cornerback. I mean, no one saw this coming at all. I mean, there was no way you could have predicted this. No way you could have planned this. I'll tell you how I feel about this overall. I don't think as a Steelers fan right now, Chris, you can hate this. I want to be very clear about Joe Haden. I can't say that I was in love with the signing. I can't say it was it made my day. But at the same time, Steelers fans, let me ask you a very, very honest question. And Chris, I'll ask you as well. Would you rather have Joe Haden or Ross Cockrell?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I mean, look, I think Joe Haden has been overrated from the day he was drafted.
Well, I don't agree with that. I think Hayden, because you remember back in years 2010 through 2013, he was a 2-time Pro Bowler during that
Right,
span.
but I always felt like he was one of these guys that flashed in a really short period of time.
Sure.
And then it was over.
Yeah.
And I'm like you. There are parts of his game that I just don't like.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm with you.
But,
there are bad things about Hayden.
But you are dead on it, man. He's better than what they have on the other side of Artie Burns.
Yes, and
he's better by a long shot.
That is what it all comes down to. We are very comfortable with Artie Burns. We're excited about Artie Burns. But on that other outside corner, I mean, Cody Sensabaugh, even though he's leading Cockrell right now, I can't say I'm overly excited about Cody Sensabaugh.
Right.
And I'm certainly not excited about Ross Cockrell.
It's kind of like where the Redskins have been over the years at safety. It's kind of like they always went into camp and we're just going to throw some dudes in a bag and shake it up and see who falls out.
Right.
And you just knew you were completely running at a deficit.
Yep.
So I think that it's a good move.
Well, look, for how many years have we been complaining about can we just get a real outside corner?
Right.
Stop with the BS. Get us a real outside corner. Steelers fans, maybe Joe Haden's not your favorite guy in the world, but this is a true outside corner. You can't say that he's not.
No, he is an outside guy who has good traits.
He does. He does.
He has good traits.
And look, I'm not going to lie. His play has definitely dipped over the last several years. There's no denying that. 2016 was a little bit of a bounce-back year for him. I felt like 2014 through 2015 were just very terrible years for him. I felt like he had a little bit of a bounce-back year last year. But look, guys, there was a point in this guy's career where he was a two-time Pro Bowler, two-time All-Pro. Yeah. This is a guy who has 19 career interceptions. That's certainly nothing to scoff at. I just don't – you can't get mad at the Steelers front office for this move. Now, the big question here that a lot of you might be wondering is, what does this mean? Chris, Ross Cockrell's gone. Man.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I don't think – Cody Sensabaugh has had the better camp of the two. He's had the better preseason of the two. I also think he gives you a little more in the way of versatility. Cody can play on the outside. He can play in the slot. Cody can also give you some snaps at safety if you had an emergency.
Yeah, he's done that before too in his career. So I think that's a good point. You allow Cody Sensabaugh to be what he's best at, and that is a jack of all trades for you.
If you need
just kind of the Swiss Army knife type of guy.
That's exactly
Instead of forcing him out there. Now, it's going to take some time for Hayden to get up to speed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, look, he's going to be the day one guy.
Oh, yeah. What I'm saying is there's going to be some bumps.
Oh, there will. And by the way, guys, what he just said is so true. If Hayden gives up one pass play, please don't get on Twitter and
overreact.
Here we go, Colbert, another bust.
Well, I'll just say this real quick. There are a ton of Redskin fans on Twitter today saying, man, we got to get this guy. And I was like, why? Why do we need him?
You have Breland, you have Norman, you have a a developing guy in
Fabian Moreau. We have Kendall Fuller. But, a couple of guys with, I think kind of got things calmed down. I'm not going to, give their names, but had some good tweets. One of them said, look, Joe Haden is basically a notch below Bashaud Breeland on Breeland's best day.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Now, if you get bad Breeland, then sure, everybody would probably wish, man, we should have got Joe Haden. But, obviously we don't have that kind of cap space.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a pretty sensible contract.
It was a very sensible contract. And here was something that I kind of wanted to end with. One thing that excites me about Joe Haden is that he wanted to come to Pittsburgh. Folks, I read a couple of the reports that some of these NFL insiders put up today. He turned down big money from other teams today.
Well, a lot of people, as of last night, there was a lot of speculation that he would want to go West Coast.
Well, I did hear that the Cowboys were interested. The 49ers were apparently interested. But from what I was reading is his agent had some big numbers for him from some of these other teams. Yeah. The Steelers gave him the lower end of the deal. But to me, that speaks volumes. He wanted to come to Pittsburgh. So I really appreciate that. That's you're loyal. You're grateful. And here's the final thing I'll say, and then we'll move on to our 53-man roster evaluation or prediction, if you will. Say whatever you want about the Pittsburgh Steelers front office, but Chris, I have not seen this front office be this aggressive in a very long time.
No, I haven't either.
AB got the contract done. Le'Veon Bell didn't get it done, but can't say you didn't offer him a fair deal. Offered him a more than lucrative deal. He turned it down. Alejandro Villanueva got it done. Stephon Tuitt expected to get it done anytime soon. Hey, we don't have we lost Ladarius Green. Where's our athletic tight end? We'll go get Vance McDonald.
Yeah, right. That's right.
We'll go get him. That solves your problems there. Oh,
yeah,
hey.
Pittsburgh is usually
we usually don't do jack
at a snail's pace.
Yes.
So for them to
I don't know how to take
get out there and be so proactive.
Yep.
And I think it speaks though. Do you think that this is maybe saying that look, we recognize this window isn't as big as it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
And if we've got a chance to make big improvements, let's go ahead and do it.
Yep. You don't have guys like Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Ben on the same team every day of the week. And I think you just said it. The Steelers realize if we're going to get Lombardi 7, it's going to be now. It's going to be
right. It's going to be
right now.
Yeah, we're going to make it this window instead of thinking 4 or 5 years down the road.
Yeah. And guys, you got what you wanted. You got an athletic tight end. And you got a true outside cornerback. So there's no way right now to predict if they're going to be bust or not. I mean, you just can't predict those kinds of things. But you can't say that the front office wasn't busy trying to get quality players at these positions. So Big ups to the Steelers front office. I am more than impressed. Chris.